Hello parade watchers, and welcome to a new history video. Today we'll be looking at a unique small creature from Belgium, which in this case, it's the Smurfs' Smurf, for his appearance as a giant balloon in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Smurf made his parade debut in 2008 to celebrate the franchise's 50th anniversary, and the promotion of a live-action animated hybrid movie called The Smurfs. Set to be released on December 17, 2010. When he made his parade debut before it was delayed, with Sony Pictures Entertainment as his sponsor, and of course, a generic design with a generic wave.
Calling down to his fellow villagers is Smurf. It's another Smurf first. Never before has a Smurf gone smurfing in the blue skies above our parade. It's truly a Smurf-tastic day.
And get this, Matt, the Smurf balloon is so big that more than 30,000 actual Smurfs, who are known to be 3 apples tall, could fit inside his helium body. In fact, his hat alone could cover a small sailboat.
Don't get carried away. I'll see your balloon fact. I'll raise you one. Here's a Smurfs movie being dreamed up at Sony Pictures Entertainment. It's going to be coming out in 2010, just in time for the holidays. It will be a Smurfy movie, and that is a fact.
You know, cranberries have been as traditional food as turkey ever since the fruit was...
The next 2 years in 2009, the movie's release date was changed to July 29, 2011, but the following year Smurf was named Macy's Holiday Ambassador of 2010.
Running down 34th Street at a cruising altitude of 50 feet is the much-beloved character Smurf. The Smurfs are famous around the globe, but are best known in the U.S. for appearing in the animated series that ran for 9 consecutive years in the 1980s on NBC. The Smurfs continue to entertain kids around the world as the series is still broadcast today.
The little blue characters are described as being only 3 apples high, though Balloon Smurf is actually 5 stories tall. Sony Pictures Animation has announced the production of a new movie called The Smurfs, scheduled for release in 2011.
There is Papa Smurf and Smurfette just smurfing around their inflatable mushroom-shaped house. A princess of pop culture, Smurfette enjoys flirting with those long, beautiful eyelashes.
By the way, Papa Smurf looking good, nearly 500 years old. Sony brings the Smurfs to life in our own backyard right here on 34th Street.
NBC's presentation of the 83rd Annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade is sponsored in part by Jeep. I live, I ride, I am Jeep. By Ocean Spray. And by Mattel. Play, laugh, grow. When we return, a duet with Kermit the Frog and Tiffany Thornton. The brand new balloon featuring the Pillsbury Doughboy. And the big man himself, Santa Claus. They're all marching your way next, live on NBC.
Smurfing the air currents above is the endearing and enduring Smurf. Audiences everywhere are in for a Smurfy good time as the Smurfs prepare to make their first 3D trip to the big screen.
Here's the deal: when the evil wizard Gargamel chases the tiny blue Smurfs out of their village, they tumble from their magical world and into ours, right in the middle of Central Park.
He must be a little chilly because he looks blue. The Smurfs must find a way to get back to their village before Gargamel tracks them down. This family-friendly comedy from Sony Pictures, Smurfs, into theaters next summer.
You know, you can never have too many Smurfs smurfing your parade. Here we have Papa Smurf, Smurfette, and Classic Smurf hanging out in their front yard in front of their inflatable mushroom home.
You know, the Smurf comics have been translated into over 40 different languages, making these little blue mascots among the most popular on our big blue marvel.
NBC's telecast of the 84th Annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade is sponsored in part by Fisher-Price. Play, laugh, grow. by Kia Motors and the 2011 Sorento crossover. Learn more at kia.com. And presented by Macy's, where the Yes Virginia book and DVD are now available. When we come back, the official start of the holiday season begins with comedian Joan Rivers, the soulful singing of Ann Hampton Calloway, and the big fellow himself, Santa Claus. All here next, live on NBC.
In 2011, when the movie was getting released on Blu-ray during the holidays, the name of the Smurf balloon was finally given an official name, being the hero of the film, Clumsy Smurf. And then he would be retired after that. In total, Smurf, or Clumsy Smurf, made 4 appearances in the parade's history. The following year in 2012, he was replaced by Papa Smurf, who would be in the parade for the next 3 years. I've already talked about Papa Smurf last season, so you can check that out after this episode ends. Now,